When we're diagnosing EDS, we want to first diagnose hypermobility. And when we diagnose hypermobility, we're going to first diagnose a phenomenon called generalized joint hypermobile spectrum disorder. But if you have hypermobility and you have pain or you have some sort of organ dysfunction, then you fall into what's called hypermobile spectrum disorder. And if you then have certain criteria in terms of certain signs, 5 out of 12 signs, you segue from hypermobile spectrum disorder into hypermobile Ehlers Danlos syndrome. So we make the diagnosis of hypermobility by using what we call the Beighton scale. So the Beighton scale has 9 points, and the first is thumb to forearm. If you can oppose your thumb to your forearm, and that would be 2 points. If you could take your 5th metacarpal phalangeal joint, and if it goes 90 degrees or greater, that's another point. And of course, bilaterally is 2 points. If you can hyperextend your elbows or hyperextend your knees, and if you could do palms to floor with knees together and legs erect, then you have 9 points. If you have 5 out of 9, you're considered hypermobile. And if you have 5 of these criteria, then you would segue from hypermobile spectrum disorder into Ehlers Danlos. And the first is unusually velvety skin. Second is mild skin hyperextensibility. So if you have unexplained stretch marks in adolescence, bilateral piezogenic papules, if you don't know what that is, ask me afterwards. If you have recurrent or multiple abdominal hernias, atrophic scarring with papyraceous scarring, so if the scar is papery thin, pelvic floor or rectal or uterine prolapse, dental crowding or high narrow palate, arachnodactyly, which is long narrow fingers. A Steinberg sign is putting your thumb into your fist, and if it extends beyond the lateral border of your fist, if you could touch or overlap your thumb to your pinky, that's a Walker-Murdoch sign. If the arm to height ratio is greater than 1.05, or mitral valve prolapse, or aortic root dilation, if you have 5 of those, you segue to hypermobile Ehlers Danlos syndrome.